Shopping malls are supposed to be temples of consumer freedom, but the reality is they are highly controlled surveillance zones. The moment you step through those sliding doors, you are subjected to a bizarre legal code enforced by private security. We are exposing 50 of the most absurd policed regulations that prove your weekend shopping trip is secretly a highly monitored operation. 1. Several American malls strictly prohibit groups of more than 4 teenagers from walking together without adult supervision. The moment a fifth friend joins your entourage to grab a pretzel, you are officially an illegal gathering. Mall management claims this prevents flash mobs and rowdy behavior. But honestly, since when did grabbing an iced coffee turn into a threat to national security? Have you ever been profiled just for having too many friends? 2. It is perfectly legal to sell hoodies in dozens of stores across the mall. But if you dare to actually wear the hood over your head while browsing, you might get escorted off the premises. Upscale shopping centers have instituted strict no-hood policies to deter shoplifting and obscure identities. You can buy that incredibly overpriced fleece pullover, you just cannot legally utilize its primary feature on their private property. The irony of purchasing a winter garment that turns you into a high-level security threat the moment you put it on is a uniquely American retail experience. 3. Walking through a massive Norwegian shopping center, you will never see a single pack of cigarettes for sale. A strict national law explicitly bans the visual display of any tobacco products in retail environments. Mall convenience kiosks must hide all cigarettes inside completely blank, unmarked gray cabinets. You must legally know exactly what brand you want before asking the cashier to open the secret drawer. The mall is legally forbidden from tempting you with any colorful tobacco packaging. 4. Setting up a tripod in the middle of the walkway to film a synchronized dance routine will summon security faster than a fire alarm. Malls classify tripods as commercial filming equipment, requiring expensive permits and instantly ending your influencer ambitions. 5. Pulling out your phone to snap a picture of a bizarre window display or a funny t-shirt can instantly make you public enemy number 1. Most malls are private property and aggressively enforce a strict no photography rule. Security guards are trained to treat anyone taking photos like a corporate spy, stealing retail secrets, or casing the joint for a heist. You can spend thousands of dollars inside their walls, but heaven forbid you document a mannequin wearing a terrible sweater. Would you argue with a guard over a harmless selfie, or just quietly delete the evidence? 6. Luxury shopping malls in India used to intentionally remove all public water fountains, aggressively forcing thirsty shoppers to buy highly overpriced bottled water from their food courts. The government eventually had to step in and pass a strict legal mandate banning this incredibly greedy corporate practice. Now, mega malls are legally required by the state to provide completely free, easily accessible, and purified drinking water to every single visitor walking through their sliding doors. 7. Buying an expensive remote control car at a hobby kiosk is fun, but turning it on inside the building will get you swiftly ejected. Malls completely ban operating motorized toys on their beautifully polished terrazzo floors. You might just want to test out your new gadget, but security views it as a rogue, ankle-breaking tripping hazard. The moment your tiny plastic truck zips past a jewelry store, a guard will shut down your joyride. You can buy the toy, but playing with it is outlawed. 8. Creating a public disturbance is naturally forbidden, but some mall codes of conduct go to absolute extreme lengths by explicitly banning audible singing, chanting, or even aggressive humming. Unless you are part of a hired holiday choir, projecting your voice in any melodic fashion is classified as highly disruptive behavior. The acoustics of a massive indoor shopping center might be incredibly tempting for an impromptu vocal performance, but it will get you permanently banned. What catchy song would definitely be worth getting a lifetime ban from your local food court? 9. You might get kicked out for smelling too strongly of the exact perfume sold at the department store cosmetic counters. Malls have overarching policies against noxious odors, which is technically meant to target poor hygiene, but it is frequently weaponized against teenagers who bathe in cheap body spray. If a massive cloud of artificial cedarwood and synthetic musk follows you through the promenade, Security has the right to remove you for creating a hostile olfactory environment. It is a hilarious contradiction, considering the aggressive fragrance cannons operating outside every popular clothing retailer. 10. Buying a novelty item inside the building can instantly get you detained. Most shopping centers strictly ban carrying anything that resembles a weapon, even if you just bought it legally at a store inside that exact mall. Shoppers have been swarmed by security for carrying umbrellas with handles shaped like samurai swords or pirate cutlasses, which novelty stores sell freely. You are absolutely allowed to purchase the item with your own cash. You just cannot walk to your car with it visible to others. 11. In 2015, the Simon Property Group, owning hundreds of shopping centers across the United States, implemented a sudden and strict nationwide ban on hoverboards. You couldn't ride them, and you couldn't even carry them tucked under your arm in a bag. The primary reason was not pedestrian safety, but the unfortunate fact that cheap lithium batteries kept spontaneously catching fire on the tiled floors. A casual trip to buy shoes could instantly turn into a hazardous material emergency. 12. For decades, women shopping for underwear in Saudi Arabian malls faced a bizarre reality. Only men worked in the stores. It took a literal royal decree and a heavily enforced national labor law to officially ban men from working in mall lingerie shops. Today, if a male manager even steps onto the sales floor of an intimate apparel boutique, the mall faces severe government penalties and immediate closure. The national government had to intervene just to make buying a bra a private experience. 13. Malls in the Philippines are incredibly pet-friendly, but they come with one profoundly hilarious regulation. If you want to walk your dog through the concourse, the animal must be wearing a literal diaper. SM supermalls strictly enforce this sanitation rule, meaning you will regularly see tough-looking pit bulls and tiny poodles strutting past high-end fashion boutiques wearing disposable nappies. Are you brave enough to try putting a diaper on your pet just to go shopping? 14. While technically a single massive retailer, IKEA operates just like a mall, and in China, management had to implement a strict ban on visitors sleeping in the display beds. People were routinely taking off their shoes, getting under the covers, and taking full afternoon naps right in the middle of the showroom. They even had to ban elderly matchmaking groups from occupying the cafeteria tables for hours without purchasing a single meatball. Would you ever consider taking a nap in a busy retail display? 15. Holding up a cardboard free hug sign seems like a harmless way to spread positivity, but mall security absolutely hates it. Several major retail centers have strictly banned these signs, classifying them as unauthorized solicitation and a disruption of foot traffic. Management does not care about your mission to make strangers smile. They only want people interacting with cash registers. You cannot give away affection on private property. 16. Westfield UTC in San Diego is famously dog-friendly, allowing you to bring your furry companion along for some outdoor retail therapy. However, they enforce a highly specific and amusing 3-bark rule. If your dog barks more than 3 times in a disruptive manner, security will politely ask you to remove the animal from the premises immediately. Who knew mall cops were keeping a literal tally of canine vocalizations while you browse for clothes? 17. At the massive Mall of America in Minnesota, visitors have a strange compulsion to throw spare change into the indoor amusement park's water features. The mall had to strictly ban tossing coins into any pools or fountains not explicitly marked for charity. The copper and zinc from thousands of pennies were severely damaging the expensive water filtration systems and posing a huge choking hazard to the live fish they use to keep in the decorative ponds. It turns out your wishes are bad for the plumbing. 18. The vast majority of large-scale shopping centers have subterranean holding cells constructed of cinder block and heavy steel doors. If you are caught shoplifting, running, or severely violating the chaperone policy, you aren't just asked to leave politely. You are escorted into the basement to sit in an actual cell until the real police arrive. The sparkling retail paradise above ground hides a remarkably efficient detention center right beneath your feet. 19. You might think you have the right to free speech everywhere, but the Supreme Court formally ruled that shopping malls are private property. At the Lloyd Center in Portland, Passing out political flyers or holding a small protest is strictly prohibited. You can actually be arrested for criminal trespassing just for handing a stranger a pamphlet about saving the whales while standing outside a pretzel stand. Constitutional rights effectively vanish the moment you step through those sliding glass doors. 20. Boston's Faneuil Hall Marketplace is a popular outdoor shopping center that operates under intensely specific entertainment laws. You are completely banned from street performing, playing an acoustic instrument, or even juggling unless you have passed a formal, rigorous audition process with mall management. If you randomly start tossing 3 apples in the air just to entertain your kids near the food stalls, security will shut your impromptu circus down immediately. They truly do not appreciate unapproved talent. 21. In a brilliant, highly manipulative retail strategy, many modern shopping centers have deliberately removed public benches to force you into stores if you want to rest. But if your legs give out and you decide to simply sit cross-legged on the tiled concourse floor, security will be there in seconds. Sitting on the floor is universally classified as a tripping hazard and unauthorized loitering. You are trapped in a capitalistic endurance test, where your only legal option for sitting down requires buying an overpriced coffee. 22. Spotting an empty wall outlet. When your battery is at 1% feels like a massive victory, but plugging in your charger can get you booted. Many shopping centers classify using their hallway sockets as an unauthorized theft of electricity. Besides protecting their utility bill, management views your white charging cable stretching across the floor as a severe tripping liability. You are surrounded by millions of dollars of merchandise, but you cannot legally steal 3 cents of power. Bring a portable battery instead. 23. Those chunky sneakers with the hidden wheels built into the heels are treated like weapons of mass destruction by mall management. Wearing Heelys violates strict anti-skating policies, instantly turning a normal preteen into a high-speed liability moving silently across the smooth terrazzo floors. 24. Dropping your freshly bought ice cream cone is tragic, but letting out a loud curse word in frustration can actually get you legally trespassed. Numerous shopping centers, especially in the American South, have explicit zero-tolerance policies for profanity. Mall cops are well within their rights to eject you for using foul language, classifying it as disrupting the family-friendly atmosphere. You can spend thousands of dollars on luxury goods, but the moment you drop an F-bomb over a melted scoop of vanilla, your shopping privileges are revoked. 25. High-end retail destinations often enforce invisible borders regarding where you're allowed to consume calories. While traditional malls let you wander freely with a massive cinnamon roll, luxury centers strictly mandate that all food and drink must be consumed entirely within the food court's perimeter. Walking past a designer boutique while holding a dripping slice of pepperoni pizza is considered a severe hazard to their expensive inventory. Try stepping over the invisible boundary with a fruit smoothie, and watch security intercept you like a customs agent. 26. Going to the mall cinema for a massive superhero or sci-fi movie premiere. Leave the helmet at home. Thanks to strict modern protocols, wearing masks, full face paint, or bulky costumes is completely banned in the common areas, even if the theater itself allows it. It creates a hilarious standoff where a guy dressed as Batman is deemed a severe security threat by management while standing right next to a toy store window, prominently displaying that exact same mask for sale. 27. Those futuristic glass elevators in the center atrium are meant for transportation, but treating them like an amusement park ride is forbidden. Teenagers frequently try to ride the scenic lifts up and down endlessly to hang out. Mall cops monitor the cameras, and if you stay inside for more than 2 complete cycles without stepping onto a floor, you are cited for vertical loitering. You cannot legally use the expensive architecture as your personal glass clubhouse. Security will wait for you at the bottom. 28. You might think moving efficiently through a crowded concourse is just good manners, but speed walking is actually highly regulated. Malls explicitly ban running, but many also crack down on vigorous power walking unless you are part of an officially sanctioned senior citizen walking club that meets at dawn. If you are rushing to make it to a shoe sale before closing time, security can cite you for reckless pedestrian behavior. You are required to maintain a leisurely, easily distracted pace so you have ample time to make impulsive, entirely unnecessary purchases. 29. Japanese shopping centers enforce a remarkably strict wet umbrella protocol. The moment you step inside from the rain, you are legally required to plunge your umbrella into a specialized machine that sheathes it in a plastic bag. If you attempt to carry an exposed, dripping umbrella onto their pristine tiled floors, security will instantly stop you. Refusing to bag your rain gear is considered an extreme slipping hazard and a gross violation of public etiquette. The floor must remain perfect. 30. Behind every massive shopping center is a fortress of cardboard dumpsters, but taking a single box for your upcoming move is strictly banned. Malls actually generate thousands of dollars by recycling this high-quality commercial cardboard in massive bulk. If you're caught snagging a few empty television boxes from the loading dock, management views it as stealing corporate profit right out of the trash. Have you ever considered that the empty garbage behind a department store is actually guarded like a precious commodity? 31. You might assume the people folding shirts inside the department stores get premium parking, but mall management actually enforces a strict ban on employees parking anywhere near the building. To maximize retail profits, the most convenient spots are aggressively reserved for paying customers. Store workers are legally bound by their corporate leases to park in remote, designated zones at the absolute farthest edges of the asphalt. Malls employ secret spotters who track license plates, and if a barista is caught parking too close to the sliding glass doors, the mall will literally tow their car and issue a massive financial fine directly to the store manager. 32. Those coin-operated massage chairs scattered near the restrooms are meant for a quick back rub, but falling asleep in one is a direct violation of mall policy. Exhausted shoppers frequently try to catch a quick nap while the mechanical rollers do their work, but mall guards are instructed to vigorously wake up anyone who closes their eyes for too long. They classify it as unauthorized lodging. You are paying for the vibration, but the moment you drift off into a peaceful slumber, you become a corporate vagrant. 33. Upscale retail destinations like the world-famous Bal Harbour shops in Florida operate under extreme aesthetic lease agreements that strictly ban the word sale. If a high-end designer boutique wants to clear out last season's inventory, they are completely forbidden from taping a bright red discount poster to their windows or placing clearance racks anywhere near the main promenade. Management views discount advertising as visually offensive and damaging to the hyper-premium atmosphere of the property. You can technically buy an item on clearance inside the store, but the mall essentially outlaws the public acknowledgement of a bargain. 34. Taking a baby stroller on a mall escalator seems like a standard convenience, but it is actually explicitly banned in almost every major shopping center across the country. Warning stickers are slapped right on the metal sides, but desperate parents ignore them daily. If a guard catches you doing the precarious balancing act with a heavy carriage, they will immediately halt the escalator, causing a massive pedestrian traffic jam, just to publicly lecture you about elevator safety. It is the ultimate retail walk of shame. 35. American shopping malls aggressively police your wardrobe using the inside-out rule. If you walk in wearing a graphic t-shirt featuring profanity or crude humor, security will quickly intercept you. You aren't just asked to leave. You are usually given the humiliating ultimatum to either buy a new shirt immediately or turn your current one inside out in the nearest restroom. Your constitutional freedom of expression vanishes the exact moment you enter the busy food court. 36. While spontaneous joy is great, the Aventura Mall in Florida had to officially write a ban on choreographed dancing into their code of conduct. After a massive wave of internet flash mobs took over their food court, leaving confused shoppers trapped behind hundreds of teenagers doing synchronized routines, management stepped in. If you and your friends suddenly freeze in place or start perfectly timed jazz choreography, security will break it up instantly. They prefer their customers to move unpredictably toward the cash registers. 37. Scavenging for thrown-out pretzels or half-eaten cinnamon rolls at closing time might sound like a cheap way to get a snack, but mall food courts strictly ban anyone from taking discarded food. Even if a bakery throws away 30 perfectly good cookies right in front of you at 9 o'clock, asking for one or fishing it out of the bin is classified as theft. Management argues it is a massive liability issue, strictly forbidding the distribution of unsellable calories. It feels entirely wasteful, but corporate policy demands those baked goods perish. 38. Many shopping centers, especially across Japan and in several American states, have explicitly banned wearing Crocs on their escalators. The soft rubber of these popular clogs has a terrifying tendency to get sucked directly into the moving metal teeth at the top of the stairs, jamming the machinery. Guards will actively ask you to take the elevator instead. You are wearing a shoe so structurally flawed that mall management considers it a severe mechanical hazard. Have you ever had a shoe eaten by a moving staircase? 39. The traditional holiday photo has been heavily regulated, with many modern shopping centers completely banning children from sitting directly on a mall Santa's lap. What used to be a festive staple is now a corporate liability nightmare. Malls enforce a strict gap, forcing kids to sit on a separate bench or stand awkwardly next to the big guy. If a toddler excitedly rushes forward for a hug, the photographer acts like a bodyguard to intercept them. The magical holiday experience is now managed with the precision of a high-security meet and greet. 40. You might see the mall as a giant climate-controlled gym, but doing actual workout routines in the corridors will get you booted. While normal walking is fine, doing lunges past the jewelry stores or walking backward for calf development is strictly banned. Mall cops view any erratic physical movement as a massive hazard to easily distracted window shoppers. The architecture might be perfect for a quick set of triceps dips on a bench, but management demands you keep your fitness goals out of their retail paradise. 41. Harrods in London operates like a luxury retail kingdom, and their strict dress code is legendary. Show up in ripped designer denim that cost $1,000 and you will be denied entry. They also explicitly ban wearing any backpack on your back. You must carry it by the top handle like a briefcase or leave. It is a surreal experience watching wealthy tourists get turned away at the door because their pricey streetwear does not meet an arbitrary standard of Edwardian elegance. Have you ever been denied entry just because of your outfit? 42. You know that comfortable school backpack you use to carry your laptop? In dozens of American shopping centers, simply wearing it makes you an immediate suspect. Malls have started outright banning anyone under the age of 21 from bringing in any sort of knapsack. Management claims this effectively prevents retail theft. However, it essentially means a high schooler cannot legally grab a quick slice of pizza after class without abandoning all their expensive textbooks in a bush outside. 43. Pranking. The indoor water features is a surprisingly severe offense. Dropping a bottle of liquid dish soap into the central fountain might create a hilarious mountain of foam, but mall management classifies this as extreme vandalism. It damages the expensive filtration pumps and requires the entire system to be completely drained. What seems like a harmless teenage prank will actually result in police involvement and a massive bill for commercial plumbing repairs. Keep your soap at home. 44. Taking a store's shopping cart out to your car seems standard, but modern malls have installed invisible magnetic borders to stop you. If you try to push a cart past a painted red line near the exit doors, the wheels will instantly lock up, effectively turning the metal basket into a screeching, immovable boulder. This automated anti-theft ban prevents carts from littering the parking deck, but it also creates hilarious scenarios where shoppers are suddenly trapped, desperately wrestling with completely frozen wheels. 45. You might think carrying a coffee from a local cafe into a mall is perfectly normal, but many strict retail centers forbid outside food and beverages entirely. Guards will actually stop you at the sliding doors and force you to either chug your iced latte or throw it in the trash before entering. The food court tenants pay massive rent, and management protects their monopoly by treating your homemade sandwich like pure contraband. It is a ruthless culinary border patrol right at the front entrance of the building. 46. Step into the Dubai Mall, one of the largest shopping complexes on Earth, and you are expected to follow a strict modesty policy. If your shorts are too short or your shoulders are exposed, guards do not just yell at you. They elegantly approach and hand you a politely worded courtesy card reminding you to cover up. It is the most passive fashion policing imaginable. You are surrounded by massive billboards of models in swimsuits, yet you are handed a formal demerit for wearing a tank top. 47. Dropping a shiny penny from the second-floor balcony into a fountain below might seem like a whimsical way to make a wish. However, if that coin misses the water and hits the lower concourse, you aren't just breaking a minor rule. Many large shopping centers treat objects dropped from the upper levels as a severe safety threat, and security will detain you for reckless endangerment. A slipping penny instantly transforms from pocket change into a dangerous projectile in the eyes of management. 48. At places like the Trafford Centre in Manchester, there is a strictly enforced ban on using the escalators as a treadmill. Teenagers attempting to walk up the down escalator aren't just politely scolded. The central control room monitors the cameras and will literally hit the emergency stop button. The entire mechanical system shuts down instantly, leaving dozens of annoyed shoppers stranded, all just to publicly shame one person trying to get a quick cardio workout. Stay off the moving stairs. 49. Dealing with a sudden baby emergency is extremely stressful, but changing a diaper on a common area bench is strictly prohibited. Management treats public diaper changes as a severe biohazard violation. Even if the restrooms are completely packed and you use your own clean mat, a security guard will shut down your makeshift nursery immediately. They demand you handle all childcare issues strictly inside the designated facilities. All right, we have covered 49 rules, and there is only one final entry left. But before number 50, it is time for the final verdict. The award for the absolute dumbest rule goes to luxury malls completely banning the word sale. The idea that a shopping center, a place literally built to sell things, finds the concept of a discount so offensive that they legally outlaw the word is peak corporate absurdity. Do you agree with our verdict? Or did another completely unhinged ban earn that dubious honor? Let us know what you think in the comments. And now, our final number. 50. You can no longer slap a fake vest on a reptile and bring it window shopping. After a wave of people bringing emotional support, peacocks, snakes, and ferrets into crowded retail spaces, malls completely rewrote their pet policies. Now, unless your companion is a legally recognized, highly trained service dog, it is strictly banned. The days of casually walking your emotional support iguana past a jewelry store are officially over. Have you ever seen someone try to bring a bizarre wild animal into a clothing store? Shopping malls masquerade as consumer paradises, but they are clearly some of the most micromanaged private properties on the planet. Do you think malls have gone way too far with these authoritarian rules? Or do shoppers actually need this much policing? Let us know in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button and join us next time for more unbelievable truths.